Alright folks, it is Matthew here. We are back playing Criminal Case on Facebook. I just got through with Case 27 in Grimsboro in Elite Mode, where I got second overall. So I'm going to do case number 15 in Eurasia. Thanks to these three for helping me out, Ezra Haji and Paulo Roberto. Seems like everybody started. Oh, Deadly Night. Merry Christmas, Matthew. I'm so excited the holiday season is finally here. I love the holidays too, but Matthew's right. We still have one small thing we need to take care of before we can get festive. Sombra. With Natasha's help, we learned that someone in Cosmos has supplied launch codes to Sombra. The question is, what do they intend to launch? We also learned that Cosmos has an outpost here in Siberia, and Sombra must be heading for it. Something suspicious must be going on for Cosmos to bury themselves in the snow all the way out here. Bro, you and Matthew should check out the northern lights at Lake Baikal while you're here. You can't be all the way up here and not see the lights. Matthew, be sure to dress warm. This can be a hostile environment with temperatures sinking below -13 Fahrenheit. Alright, Matthew, we gotta see what Sombra wants with these launch codes. Let's start our search at Lake Baikal. I'm gonna do something a little different here. I'm going to go by the ones who only have one hint, because I'm under happy hour right now. 5 hint happy hour, of course. Oh boy. Ripped card. A car. Oh, there's a bloody beard. Queen of Spades. Alright. Thank you very much. Matthew, is there someone frozen in that block of ice in the middle of the lake? There is. And you're right. The person frozen in that block of ice looks like Santa Claus. Matthew, is that blood on his coat? Ho ho, oh no. This wasn't an accident. Someone killed Santa Claus. Matthew, we've got to say Christmas. I see you found some clues. This fake white beard must belong to our slain Santa, and it's soaked in blood. We better get a sample of that ASAP, Matthew. What about this torn card you found? It does look Christmassy. Alright, Matthew, let's get our frozen Father Christmas into autopsy before he melts like a snowman on the Riviera. Gonna get some stars, I'll be back. Okay, I got some stars, I got 6. Let's examine the bloody beard first. Alright. Another 8. Now that you've taken the sample of blood from the Santa beard, let's send it over to Lars. Okay, 3 hours. And now let's investigate the ripped card. Aha! Matthew, the card you taped up is one of those pop-up ones. There's a Santa and an elf on it with a message that reads, Santa Claus and Forrest Sugar Crystal invite you to the annual Christmas party at the Snowed Inn. The Santa on this card must be our victim. And you're right, Matthew. Forrest Sugar Crystal must be the elf. Nick? Yo, Nick, you out here? Whoa, who are you? Wait, you look familiar. Are you Forrest Sugar Crystal? Who's asking? Sheriff Matthew is asking. Just our luck, because we got some questions for you, Mr. Sugar Crystal. About the victim? Say what? You found that fool frozen stiff in the middle of the lake? How am I going to tell the kids that Santa's dead? I'm assuming Santa Claus wasn't his real name? You ain't going to believe it, but Santa's real name is Nick Kringle. His parents must have hated him. Right, so this Nick Kringle, who was he and why were you out here looking for him? Nick and I did maintenance work at Cosmorus, but we also play Santa and Elf for the town every Christmas. He seems like an unlikely choice for that role. Well, the town loved him, so when he didn't show up at the Snowed Inn for the party, they got worried. I came out here looking for him. Unfortunately, Santa won't be coming to town anymore, but you're still here, so stick around for further questioning. Matthew, did we just talk to a large man-elf about Santa's death in the middle of nowhere? Anyway, now that we know that our victim was actually playing Santa for the locals, we got to go where the party is, the Snowed Inn. So you can see we only have one suspect so far. Now let's investigate the Christmas bar. Picture with Santa. Santa's sack. Trumpet. Walking stick. Robot. And a gift box. Perfect. 6 seconds. Perfect 240,000. Nice. Alright. Some people have already started this. No surprise. Matthew, this bar has the holiday spirit. We could have our Bureau Christmas party here. Ooh, Santa's bag. That must have been our victims. Let's dig inside and check out the gifts. A Santa photo with some guy sitting on the victim's lap? Whoever he is, he doesn't look too sober. Matthew, since you can't make out who he is, maybe you could run his face through the database for a match. I'm gonna get some more stars. I'll be back. Okay, I got myself up to 10 stars. Let's examine Santa's sack. Aha! A spanking paddle. What's that you found in Santa's bag, Matthew? It looks like a paddle. It's a what? A spanking paddle? You mean like in a sexy way? What kind of kid asked for that for Christmas? Oh, there's a tag on it. A good dusting will let us know who this joyful gift was for. To Dominica, spank me, I've been naughty. The message on the tag of the spanking paddle says, spank me, I've been naughty. That's definitely not for a kid. It's actually made out to someone called Dominica. I'm starting to get this impression that our good Saint Nick wasn't so good or saintly. Regardless, let's look around the bar for this Dominica. Snegoroshka. That's the thing about these names. They are going to be extremely hard to pronounce, but for me, But for me, I got a good tongue. So if you guys need help pronouncing something, just come to me. I might be able to do something about it. About the spanking paddle. Excuse me, ma'am. Are you Dominica? Yes. You want something for Dominica? A candy cane cocktail? Or perhaps something off menu? What? No. We're investigating the murder of Nick Kringle. We found the Christmas present he bought you. Nick is dead? Who will play the Santa Claus now? For years before Nick, we had no real Santa around here. It's too westernized, they say. What's wrong with the little holiday cheer? So Nick moved to town and took up residency as the local Santa. Did he do anything else besides that? I don't know and don't care. He was American, perfect fit for Santa. But don't think it was his Christmas spirit that inspired his charity. Dominica repaid the favor to Nick the only way Dominica knows how. Okay, I think we have all the info we need, for now. Now let's find out who this unknown person is. Nikolai Sharapov. Haven't we seen him before? The drunk guy sitting on Santa's lap in the photo has been identified as one Nikolai Sharapov. Matthew, why does that name sound familiar? That's right, we met him in Moscow. He was a suspect in Daria Chernova's murder. He's that Cosmos scientist. What's he doing here in Siberia? Better yet, what's he doing getting drunk with our victim? Looks like there's more to this stuffy scientist than meets the eye. Matthew, we need to have a chat with Nikolai, and seeing the state of his drunkenness in the photo, in this photo, he's probably passed out somewhere in this bar. About his photo with the victim. Is anyone here Nikolai Sharapov? Shh, stop yelling, my head is ringing. I feel like death. Funny you should say that. We're investigating the murder of Nick Kringle, or Santa Claus as you might know him. Santa's dead, but we were partying together. He kept buying me shots. I didn't peg you as the kind who spends the night drinking and taking selfies with Santa. I'm not, but I met Nick at work and we hit it off. Normally I'm just a boring scientist. Boring as you may be, we may need to ask you some more questions, so you should take it easy on the booze. Don't say the word booze. Oh gosh. He just puked a lung. I'll get the remaining stars, I'll see you then. Alright folks, it is Matthew. We are back playing Criminal Case on Facebook, Case 15, Oh Deadly Night. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Oh hey Matthew, I didn't see you there. I was just getting into my Christmas spirit. Not to be a Grinch, bro, but Santa's dead, and we kind of need to figure out who did it. I'll start by telling you the blood you collected on the fake beard is definitely your victim's. But the sample wasn't just blood. In fact, the sample was contaminated by another red liquid, one that has spices and citrus in it. A spicy Bloody Mary? Actually, it's mulled wine, originating in 2nd century Rome. It's become a contemporary holiday staple primarily in European countries. I checked in with the wifey. She said there were no traces of mulled wine in the victim's system, which means the wine was left on the beard by the killer. So our killer drinks mulled wine. That'll be the last cup of piping hot freedom they'll drink before Matthew gets their hands on them. Seems I have a few more cards. I'm gonna let the victim's body run its course a little bit more, and I'll see you guys for that. Alright folks, it is Matthew. We are back. I'm gonna speed this up. Matthew, isn't it just frightful that someone would kill Santa Claus? Fun fact, in order for Santa to deliver presents to every child on the planet, he'd need to be traveling at the speed of 650 miles per second with the aid of 214,200 reindeer. Unfortunately, the combination of mass and speed would fry the reindeer in the same fashion as a spacecraft re-entering Earth's atmosphere. Talk about a reindeer barbecue. Anyway, that's not what killed your Santa. Your victim appears to have been shot. The only thing is, I can't find any trace of a bullet. I also found cut marks on his fingertips and noticed the back of his Santa coat was shredded consistent with the dimension of an average ice skate blade. My guess is your killer wore ice skates to drag the victim to that hole in the ice, which means your killer ice skates. Matthew, 'twas the night before Christmas and our Santa is dead. We need to find him who killed him and fled. Matthew, have you discovered any information regarding those Cosmos launch codes? In case you haven't heard, Santa's dead, so our hands are full right now, unless you want the Bureau to be known as the people who let Christmas die. Archer, stop being so dramatic and tell me what you and Matthew know about Cosmos in Siberia. Interestingly, our victim worked as a maintenance man at Cosmos, which is where he met Nikolai, Cosmos' scientist from Moscow. They were seen partying together the night before our victim died. We also met a grumpy man-elf and a dominatrix bartender who both paint quite the colorful picture of our victim as a cheerful yet kinky Claus. Besides that, we still don't know much about our slain Santa. Matthew, we have an emergency. Your victim's reindeer have escaped. Why do we care if they've escaped? They belong outdoors anyway. Because they're eating up all your evidence. Uh-oh. We better stop him in Chapter 2. Alright folks, we're back. Oh Deadly Night, Chapter 2. Ingrid, what do you mean the victim's reindeer have escaped? Every Christmas your victim kept deer disguised as reindeer in a stable behind his house to make his grand entrance on Christmas Eve. So why do we care if they've escaped? Because they're eating up all your evidence! Matthew, you're right. We still need to search that area for clues. It's off to Santa's house we go. Oh boy. I hate it when my computer does this. It's so annoying. Matthew, what have we come to? We're here looking for clues leading to Sombra, and instead we're wrangling fake reindeer. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Stop eating that! Shoo! Hold on, guys. I'll be back. Okay, it seems like I got that resolution problem fixed. Now let's investigate the Santa's house. My voice sounds a little scratchy, folks. Please bear with me because I just got home from a really exciting Hawaii basketball game. Hawaii winning over Northern Iowa. Victim's briefcase. Box of decorations. Archer mug, huh? Uh-oh. There we go. Matthew, we won't let a pack of famished reindeer get in the way of our investigation. What did you find? A briefcase with the victim's name on it? Briefcases are boring. But if you want to unlock it, consider it my Christmas gift, Matthew. Hey, look, Matthew, that trunk is full of Christmas decorations. Why don't we have a look inside? And you found a mug with my face on it? That's strange. Someone must have bought it on my online shop. I hear I'm big in Siberia. You can dump it, Matthew. I'm sure it has no bearing whatsoever on this. Alright, there is something on the rim of the mug. Lucky us. And, of course, you want to take a sample of it. Uh-oh. I hope this doesn't mean we have to interrogate Archer. Gonna get some stars, I'll be back. Alright, I got myself up to 20 stars. I'm gonna examine the box of decorations first. Got a 10 of hearts. Got it. A piece of plastic. What did you find inside that box of Christmas decorations, Matthew? A long, sticky piece of plastic? Thrilling. You're right. A clue is a clue. Let's send this plastic bag to Lars for analysis. $12. And I gotta fix this again. Hold on. Alright, I got that thing fixed. Let's examine the briefcase. Saving the most interesting thing for last. E8V. Oh no, Q76. Sharapov. Matthew, the victim's briefcase is full of files marked confidential. And they're all addressed to Nikolai Sharapov, our hungover Cosmos scientist. Why are there Nikolai's confidential documents in our victim's briefcase? Matthew, something's up. We're going to need to interrogate our space scientist one more time. About the documents the victim stole? What are you doing with my files, Sheriff Matthew? Those are supposed to be confidential. Can't you read? I suggest you refrain from taking that tone of voice of Sheriff Matthew, Nikolai. Now, to answer your question, we found your files in Nick Kringle's briefcase. Nick stole my documents? I knew something wasn't right when I caught him looking through my briefcase. With all those glasses of mulled wine, he was getting me drunk to take advantage of me. That's one way of putting it. The other way is you killed Nick for stealing scientific secrets you should have guarded with your own life. Either way, you're looking at a new career as a full-time convict if Sheriff Matthew discovers you killed Saint Nick. Well, for now he's clear because he doesn't ice skate. Now let's examine this one, the Archer mug. With our luck, it could be Hazal Hawa. There we are. Saliva. Oh great, Matthew, you got a sample from that mug with my face on it. And now you want to put it under the microscope. You're so thorough. Examine unknown substance. The saliva. Please don't let it be from Archer. Bam. And I was right. It was a Sal Hawa. What? You found DNA strands in that sample from the mug, and the DNA matches that of a Sal Hawa? Well, that's just crazy. What is a Mossad agent doing with a mug of my face all the way out here? That woman, always full of surprises. Oh, you want to talk to her, Matthew? Of course you do. Let's go see what Asal's doing in Siberia. Personally, I'm glad it wasn't Archer saliva, but I was right that it was Asal Hawa. Sheriff Matthew, what a lovely surprise to see you here. I had no idea you were in Siberia. I was just doing a little ice skating and sightseeing. What a pleasant coincidence, isn't it, Miss Hawa? Why, yes it is, Agent Archer. And may I say, you're looking very handsome today. What was that, Matthew? The mug? Oh, right, the mug. Miss Hawa, could you tell us what... Oh, never mind, you got me. You got me, Matthew. Asal and I, we're a thing. But can you blame me? I mean, the woman is intelligent and beautiful. That's a lethal combo. What can I say, Sheriff Matthew? He has a way with words. When I found out Jack was heading to Siberia, I just knew I had to come with him. After all, Siberia nights can be so cold and lonely without a little mulled wine in me to keep him warm. Well, glad that's out in the open. Matthew, now we can get back to work. Well, now Asal Hawa is in the running. I'm going to let this thing run its course. For now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, it is Matthew. We are back. And let's speed up the plastic object. Hey Matthew, have you seen my Santa suit anywhere? I want to wear it for the party, but I can't find it. Speaking of, how are you getting on with the investigation of your dead Santa? Well, we're hoping the plastic thing Matthew found at the victim's house could be of help. Right, that plastic thing. It's a cover used to protect the blades on ice skates. A blade guard. This one happens to match the size of the shredded pattern on the victim's clothes as well as the cut marks on his fingertips, meaning this blade guard belongs to your killer's skates. Regarding the sticky substance on the guard, it's everyone's favorite Christmas treat, candy cane. So our killer eats candy cane. Matthew seems like our killer has a sweet tooth for murder. Matthew, didn't someone offer us a candy cane recently? Good memory, Matthew. It was Dominica who offered us the candy. She gives them out with all of her cocktails during the holidays. Well, we know where our sleigh will take us next. To the Snowed Inn. At the Christmas tree. Excuse me, guys. Okay, I got that taken care of. Just had to put my computer on sleep and then turn it back on. That eliminated it. Okay. Faded paper. Champagne glass belt. Rabbits. Dove. Not my best score, but I try. You found a torn bar napkin? If you think there's something important on there, let's tape it up. And that letter you picked up is from Cosmos. It's hard to make out what it says. It's going to need a good dusting if we want to read it. Gonna get a few stars, I'll be back. Alright folks, I got me some more stars. Let's examine the red napkin. I believe there's a message on there. Nick leave me alone or else. There's a message written on the bar napkin you taped up. Nick, leave me alone or else. Clearly the author of this opus wasn't in a jolly Christmas mood. Nicely spotted. The message looks to be written in purple marker. Let's see if Lars can tell us who our purple pen Scrooge is. Yelena Tereshkova. Oh, that's a nice play on words. The first name should actually be Valentina to actually have the same name as the first Russian in space. Excuse me. Matthew, the letter you just dusted reads Cosmonaut Training Application, and it's addressed to one Yelena Tereshkova. Unfortunately, this Yelena person was rejected from the program. At least they signed it. Happy holidays. You're right. We need to find Yelena and see what she can tell us about Cosmorus. About a rejection letter from Cosmorus. Miss Tereshkova, I'm Agent Archer. This is Sheriff Matthew. We'd like to ask you some questions regarding your involvement with Cosmorus. You may ask, but I have nothing to say. Well, you did just receive a rejection letter from them, and you're wearing space overalls. I'd say you do. Since I was a little girl, I wanted to go to space. For 20 years, I've waited for Cosmorus to give me opportunity to go, but I'm rejected, always. I joined Cosmorus for going to space, but I've been at a desk in middle of nowhere for years, waiting for chance. Waiting and eating. If I don't stop eating the candy canes, I'll be too fat for space. Matthew, I'm not so good with women in tears, so let's come back later. Well, she's not in the running because she doesn't have the other two criteria. She doesn't ice skate, and she doesn't drink mulled wine. Let's have a look at everyone else. Forrest Sugar Crystal, he's cleared for now. Dominika Snegorochka, she's cleared as well. Nikolai Sharapov, he's cleared for now. Up until the Candy King clue, Asal Hawa was not in the running. Was in the running, actually. And right now, Yelena Tereshkova is cleared. So we're going to have to go deeper into the case. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, it is Matthew. We are back playing Criminal Case on Facebook. Let's get the results of the bar napkin. Matthew, I got a joke for you. Ready? Sorry bro, but we really need to... What do you get if you eat all the Christmas decorations? Tinselitis. Get it? Like tonsillitis? My kids love that one. What a hoot, bro. But we were hoping we could get some info about the napkin with the purple writing on it. Right, I took a sample of the substance used to write the message. It's a combination of numerous waxes, oils, dyes, and other synthetic materials. What kind of pen is that? It's actually not a pen. This message was written in purple lipstick. Purple lipstick on a bar napkin? You're right, Matthew. That's the color of Dominika's lipstick, and she works in a bar. It's time to have another chat with her. Feeling a lot better with my cough, guys. As you can tell, earlier in the day I was really raspy. I even skipped a basketball game that I was going to go to on my own, but decided just to stay behind and play safe. Miss Snegorochka, we're back with some more questions, this time about the angry message you wrote to Nick on a bar napkin. Nick was becoming possessive. He was starting to be bad for Dominika's business. He would sit at bar all day, getting drunk on my delicious mulled wine, scaring my male customers away. This is how Dominica makes money. You mess with that, you're in trouble. So you killed him? Not much for customer service, are you? No, I don't kill him. I just send him a little message to scare him. If you killed Nate to keep business alive, you'll find yourself behind a completely different kind of bar. She's still in the clear. Matthew Archer, I'm glad you're back. I've just been notified that a certain Bureau member's new girlfriend has joined us here in Siberia during our highly confidential investigation. Matthew, you brought someone on this trip? You sly devil. Oh wait, Chief, you mean me and Asal? Of course I mean you, Archer. You do remember that Miss Hawa is a Mossad agent. I hope she doesn't compromise your efficiency during our investigation. Asal? She's just here supporting her number one guy. And besides, we've got some good leads already. We found our victim's briefcase full of confidential Cosmos documents belonging to Nikolai. He claims our victim liquored him up so he could steal them. And Matthew and I met Yelena, a down-and-out Cosmos astronaut who's been waiting for her chance to go to space but is instead stuck behind a desk out here in wintry Siberia. And of course there's Dominica, whose bad side I'd never want to get on. But then again, I wouldn't want to be on her good side either. Hold on, my phone is ringing. Go for Archer. Hey, Matthew. Hey, Lars, what's up, buddy? Well, it seems as if I'm stuck in your victim's chimney. And someone just lit the fire. What the hell? Lars, what the hell are you doing out of the lab? We'll have to find that out in Chapter 3. Alright folks, it is Matthew, we're back. We just got under a cliffhanger right now. Let's get to Chapter 3. Hold on, Matthew, my phone is ringing. Go for Archer. Hey, Matthew. Hey, Lars, what's up, buddy? Well, it seems as if I'm stuck in your victim's chimney. And someone just lit the fire. What? What do you mean you're stuck in our victim's chimney? It's kind of a long story and it's getting hot in here. Maybe we could talk about it later? Matthew, let's get Angela. We've got to head to our victim's house and rescue Lars before he turns into the Christmas roast. Bro, are you okay? You had us scared for a moment. No need to worry. With Matthew in charge, I knew I was in good hands. For Pete's sake, Lars, you promised me you wouldn't do that anymore. You see, Matthew, when we were in college, he decided to play Santa for the science department and shimmy down the chimney of our library. Only he ended up stuck, so I helped him out of it. It was love at first sight. Yeah, sure. You guys are too much. But now that Lars is safe, Matthew, we can get back to work. Let's search our victim's house and see if we find anything new. Dear Santa letter. Ripped photo. You found a cell phone, Matthew? Could be the victim's. If you can unlock it, we'll find out. Look, Matthew, it's a Dear Santa letter. I used to write one every year, but he never answered. Are those crumbs on it? Let's vacuum them out to see who's been stealing Santa's cookies. And I've got a good feeling about that photo, if you can tape it up. I will get some more stars. I'll be back. Okay, I got some more stars. Let's examine the Dear Santa letter. Dear Santa, you suck. P.S. I hate your cookies. Matthew, that bag of crumbs you just vacuumed off the Santa letter is making me hungry. Look, there's a message written on the stationery. Dear Santa, you suck. P.S. I ate all your cookies. Whoever wrote this was not a fan of our victim. We need to find out who wrote this letter, so that means sending this sample to Lars. My local news station is KITV4, my local ABC News affiliate. Okay, this one is 9 hours. Let's examine the locked cell phone now. Will this mean I'll have to, wait on this one as well? Yelena? Great, you've unlocked our victim's phone. There's a text conversation between him and Yelena. She's calling him a cheater, and then sent a picture of a planet, cosmonauts, and their jokes. Clearly Nick was as puzzled as we are. Ooh, right, she sent him a picture of Uranus, which sounds like... you get it. Well, anyway, Matthew, we should go ask Yelena about her cosmic sense of humor. I'm not gonna say it. Miss Tereshkova, we found the text conversation you had with the victim before he died. You seemed angry. What happened? What happened? I got heartbroken into many pieces, is what happened. I met Nick at work and we became close. He was considerate. He listened to me. I was happy for I had the love of a man. But then I went ice skating at lake one night for cosmonaut exercise. And what did I see? Nick and blonde bartender Dominika. They were doing things on skates I didn't know were possible. And I don't mean double axles. So it was a crime of passion. You killed him because he cheated on you. No, I was angry but didn't kill him. Felons don't go to space. She's cleared. Dominika's looking good now. Ripped photo. Got it. What the? Is that our victim? That is one buff Santa. How can he have those abs with all the cookies he eats? It looks like he's reading through some files. Could those be the ones he stole from Nikolai? And who'd be watching him? You're right, Matthew. Besides you and me, the only other spy out here is a Sal. Damn, that woman is sneaky. She had better been spying on those files and not those abs. Matthew, let's find a Sal. Got the surveillance photo she took. Sheriff Matthew, it's nice to see you again. Jack, I'm still smiling after last night. You can cut the act. We found the surveillance photo you took of Nick. I guess you're not really out here to keep me warm, huh? Of course I am, Sugar Bear, but I also needed to do a little work while I was in town. You mean take photos of a half-naked man in a Santa suit? You call that work? I bet you didn't know the half-naked man in the Santa suit was also a highly skilled CIA operative. Santa was CIA? What was he doing out here? That's what I was trying to figure out. He'd been stationed here for 3 years to keep tabs on Cosmos, but my people started having their suspicions. I was asked to follow him and get intel. Unfortunately, I didn't get far before he was killed. Well, I'm sorry your investigation didn't go as planned, but how about cluing your man in on these things so I don't look like a total jerk in front of Sheriff Matthew here? Now LaSalle's in the running. I'll grab the remaining stars first, and I'll see you guys for when I do. Alright, I got the remaining stars, just wanted to be sure I got it. So I'm just feeling pretty generous, so I'm going to speed this up. Matthew, thanks again for getting me out of that chimney. Did you know the first mention of Santa Claus delivering gifts through a chimney was in 1823 in the famous poem Night Before Christmas? That's cool, but we're short on time. We need to know about the cookie sample from the Santa letter, namely who ate them. Ah, the cookies. Another Christmas tradition, only that one dates back to medieval Europe. With the saliva left on the crumbs, I created a DNA profile. These crumbs were left by one Forrest Sugar Crystal. Forrest ate the victim's cookies and then wrote him that message. He's one angry elf. Alright, Matthew, we're off to see an elf about some cookies. Where's my bleeping cookies? About the angry note he left for the victim. I don't even like cookies myself, just so you know. Mr. Sugar Crystal, we found the angry letter you left Nick, the one covered in crumbs. When I offered to help him with the Christmas thing, I didn't think he'd dump it all on me. Elves on ice skates, the Candy Cane Carnival, mulled wine Mondays, that was all me. Santa was too busy getting drunk and sleeping around to do his seasonal duties. He was on his own damn naughty list. Please don't tell us you killed him because he was a bad Santa. I didn't kill that fool, but I thought about it. We've been doing this for 3 long, cold years. I was over it. You can hang up your slippers for good if Sheriff Matthew finds out you're the elf that killed Christmas. Well, Forrest Sugar Crystal is now in the running. Matthew, it's almost Christmas, and we still don't know who killed our resident Santa Claus. My phone is ringing. I wonder if that's Lars again. Maybe he's stuck in someone else's chimney? Go for Archer. Matthew, there's a vigil planned for your victim this evening at the lake. The entire village will attend. If you don't hurry, any remaining evidence on the scene will be trampled and buried under the snow. Copy that, Ingrid. We're on our way. Matthew, we've got to get back to Lake Baikal, ASAP. Inflatable mattress, ice fishing gear, windbreaker. Why don't they just call the thing a coat? Matthew, it's a Christmas miracle we were able to get here and search the scene before anyone showed up. What'd you find? That tackle box is pretty packed with stuff, but I'm sure you'll find something in there. You think this fingerless glove can help? There's a red stain on it. I agree, Matthew. Better have a closer look at it before those silver bells strike midnight. I'm gonna get some more stars first, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got me the rest of the stars. Let's examine the ice fishing gear. Aha! A shotgun sabot. Matthew, your hunch was right. You found what appears to be a shotgun sabot in the tackle box. If this sabot matches our murder, we could have just found part of our murder weapon. And the best person to confirm this is our weapons and ballistics expert, Jonah. I think that's the fourth one I've uncovered. Let's analyze it from Jonah. That's 9 hours. Fingerless glove. Red liquid. Let's send the sample you grabbed from the fingerless glove to Lars. We need to find out who killed our claws. And that's 15 hours. I'll see you guys when these two run their courses. Alright folks, it is Matthew. We are back, and we're going to get the results of the bullet sabot now from Jonah. Matthew, good eye spotting that sabot in the tackle box. What can you tell us about it? Is it part of our murder weapon? Since there isn't a bullet to compare with the sabot, I had to do some digging. I cross-referenced the gauge of the sabot with the size of the shot wound left on the victim. It's a match. Next, I ran the sabot through a chemical test and found a trace element of carbon dioxide. Now, I wasn't sure why there'd be dry ice in it, but then it hit me. No bullet, a sabot, and dry ice can only mean one thing. Your victim was killed by an ice bullet. An ice bullet? I thought that was an urban legend. Your killer found a way to create the perfect environment for this murder. The freezing cold temperatures and a water cartridge frozen with dry ice allowed for the bullet to remain intact until impact. Whoever did this knew what they were doing, with the exception of one thing. They accidentally left behind a little calling card on the sabot. Red glitter. Matthew, you know what they say. All that glitters is not gold, but it is our murderer. And I'm going to go ahead and speed this up, even though the next case isn't for a while. Matthew, it's almost Christmas and Santa's Slayer is still at large, so I'll make this quick. The substance you collected on the glove is mulled wine, something you already know your killer likes to drink. Some killer, though, they didn't even cover their fingerprints. Too bad you haven't found any prints yet, but I found something interesting in that sample. There were faint traces of the Siberian holly cultivar mixed in with the mulled wine. The Siberian holly cultivar? What does that mean? That means your killer must have recently handled holly berries. We have seen people wearing holly and mistletoe pins. Matthew, our killer will be very sorry when you pin them down for good. Matthew, we've got all the evidence we need to lock up Santa's sniper. Let's do this. Okay, let's take a look. It is not for a sugar crystal. Sorry guys, tablet stopped filming for some reason. It is not Dominika Snegorochka. It is certainly not Nikolai Sharapov. It isn't Yelena Tereshkova. I'm afraid it's a Sal Hawa. much to Archer's dismay. What the? A Sal? Don't tell me you killed Santa Claus! Jack, Sugar Bear, what are you talking about? Why would I kill Santa Claus? Don't play coy with me. Sheriff Matthew found your blade guard covered in candy cane. I thought we had something special. Of course you do, darling, and I do love to ice skate, but that doesn't make me a murderer. Oh, really? Then how come we also found your red glitter all over the shotgun sabot you used to shoot our victim? What do you have to say about that, huh? I say that you're starting to sound like a paranoid boyfriend. Jealousy is not a good look on you. Jealous of what? That bad boy Santa with six-pack abs, who's now dead because you wrapped your hot mulled wine hands around him. Why can't you just let things lie? Yes, I killed Nick. Now can you just please drop it? Drop it? You killed a guy and didn't think to tell me? Haven't you ever heard of pillow talk? There are just some things I can't say about my job. This is one of those things. Look, Nick was up to something with dangerous global repercussions, and I was just following Mossad orders. I'm sure you understand, Sheriff Matthew. You assassinated a man, and you got caught by your boyfriend. If you would have told me from the start, we could have worked together like couples do. Don't be so smug. You would have never caught me had I been on my own. This little relationship thing of ours threw me off my game. This is why I never date. How are we supposed to build a trusting relationship like this when we've got no choice but to arrest you? Do what you must. I'll be just fine. Fine then. Mrs. Salhawa, you're under arrest for the murder of Nick Kringle, aka Santa Claus. Salhawa, you were sent to this court to stand trial for the murder of Nick Kringle. Yes, however, I believe you've had a word with my superiors. Indeed, and as this court has a special relationship with certain security agencies, and with the understanding that operatives must sometimes go beyond the boundaries of the law for the welfare of international security, you've been granted immunity from this crime. It's all in a day's work, Your Honor. You're free to go, but know that I find murder deplorable regardless of the situation. This case is dismissed. Matthew, I can't believe Sal's going to walk. How does she pull that off? I told you, Jack, I'd be just fine. Now can we forget all of this and go back to how we were this morning? This is a lot for me to take in right now. I need some space. Anyway, Matthew's right. Nick was involved with something big, and we need to find out why he made it on Mossad's hit list. So Sal walks. Taking a look at the other ones, Yelena Tereshkova, clear but she doesn't drink mulled wine. Forrest Sugar Crystal, oh, he almost made the cut. Dominika Snegorochka, she almost made the cut, no red glitter. Nikolai Sharapov, cleared from the start. Unfortunately, it was a Sal Hawa. I'll see you guys for Darkness Descends 3. Alright folks, we're back. Let's go to Darkness Descends 3, the additional investigation. Matthew, I still can't believe Sal killed a man and never said a word about it. I'm sure that level of compartmentalizing isn't healthy in a relationship. Archer, your emotional insecurities are not a priority right now. Sal's just gotten away with murder, and I'm certain there's more to her story than she's admitted. The chief wants us to talk to Sal again. No way. I excuse myself on emotional grounds. Matthew, this is the reason I chose criminal profiling instead of relationship counseling. But if Archer prefers to sulk, I'll go with you, Matthew, to talk to Sal. We'll make her tell us why Mossad wanted Nick dead. Fine, and I'll go help Lars at the Christmas party. I need some male bonding. Matthew, come help us when you get the time. Sheesh. I feel sorry for Archer. Let's talk to Sal first. Sheriff Matthew, it's Christmas Eve and you're still working? Since you killed Nick, you left us with some unanswered questions like why he had to die. I told you, Sheriff Matthew, I was ordered to kill Nick. My superiors don't share all the details with me. The less I know, the better. But to show I'm on your side, Sheriff Matthew, I'll tell you what I know. Nick didn't just work for the CIA, he was suspected of foul play. Do you mean Nick was a double agent? Precisely. I was ordered to neutralize Nick before he could sell CIA intelligence to a third party. And who was this third party? We didn't have time to find out. When the CIA discovered Nick was a traitor, they turned to Mossad for help. Damage control was the priority. The CIA and Mossad silenced Nick before anyone had a chance to interrogate him? I don't make these decisions. I'm just a field operative. But Sheriff Matthew, take this money and some last-minute advice. Check out Nick's house. If there are any clues about his activities, you'll find them there. Good luck. 20,000. Nice. Thank you. Let's investigate Santa's house now. Okay. Aha. A torn check. Deer. Flag. Drum. Candle. Ah, there you are. From here on out, I will do no more cases in elite mode. I'm already down to 23,000 energy. I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, I was at 25 at one point. So, obviously, I know doing a few cases in elite mode kind of took some energy away, but that's alright. Personally, I just want to get myself up to a higher ground. Matthew, what a mess. We need to find out who Nick worked for, but how do you differentiate the clues from the clutter? I see. If in doubt, restore torn pieces of paper. Well, let's do it. Examine the torn check. $200,000. Wow. Matthew, your hunch was right. The paper you restored is a check, and it's made out to a company called Santa Inc. Hold on, we know Nick liked to dress up as Santa, but why would he have created a company called Santa Inc.? You're right, Matthew. Something doesn't add up. Let's get this check to Elliot. Okay, 6 hours. Let's talk to Lars about the Christmas party. Matthew, glad you could join us. I'm in charge of organizing the Bureau Christmas party. As you can see, I already have my Santa suit. Now all you need is a strong cocktail to make this party a success. Rumor has it Dominica's famous for her eggnog. If we can get her recipe, we'll be in business. You want to talk to that crazy bartender again? You can count me out. Bro, that's the only way we can get the recipe. She guards it with her life. We need to ask Dominica for it. Fine, but I'm not going alone. Matthew, do you mind? Dominica scares me. Matthew, before you go, here's a little Christmas outfit to get you in the spirit. Dead Miraz hat. Hello again, Sheriff Matthew. Have you returned from my special offer? No. We're here to ask you for a small favor. Could you give us the recipe for your famous eggnog? That is grandmother's recipe. I give to nobody. Besides, there are no small favors with Dominica. If you want it, you work for it. We just want to throw a party and your eggnog is the best in town. You want eggnog so bad, you find recipe yourselves. Matthew, we're not getting anywhere with Dominica. Maybe we should search to the Snowed Inn to see if we can find that eggnog. Aha, bowl of liquid. Matthew, the creamy liquid in that bowl sure looks like eggnog, but you're right, we should take a sample to be sure. Okay. Wow, close by. Awesome, Matthew. Now that you grabbed a sample of that creamy substance, Lars can run it under the microscope. Okay. Looks like I'm gonna get a... Oh. Eggnog recipe. The molecular composition of the sample you collected is a mix of cream, sugar, egg, nutmeg, and cinnamon, which means we found Dominika's eggnog. And I can see why a recipe is such a huge success. The amount of rum in here is lethal. All I need to do now is make a big bowl of it and we're ready for the party. Matthew, let's go tell Jack. No need to find me, I'm here. I've been looking for my Secret Santa present. I can't find it anywhere. I have a horrible feeling I left the gift at Dominika's bar. Which means you'll have to go back to the bar for it. Good luck, buddy. Well, it looks like I probably won't have to look for anybody there. Gift basket. Tin can. Salt and pepper. So officially, I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody who's watching this video. Wish them a happy 2016. Thanks for coming back with me, Matthew. I think my gifts might have wound up in that basket. Let's have a look inside before Dominika realizes we're back. I see it. It's a present, alright. Matthew, you found a gift in the basket, and there's a Christmas card with it. The card's a bit faded, though. Better dust it to make sure it's my lost Secret Santa gift. Alright, Merry Christmas to the best partner ever. Matthew, what does the card on the gift you found say? To the best partner ever. I wonder who it's from. Merry Christmas, Matthew. Look no further, I'm your Secret Santa. This is my gift to you. Wait, I'll open it for you. I know you were jealous of the mug I gave to Asal, so I got one for you too. Surprise. I see you're speechless from gratitude. You can thank me later. Now it's time to head back and join the others for the party. Well, first of all, there is the check. In fact, since I'm in a Christmas mood myself, I'm going to speed this up. Matthew, I checked the identity of Santa Inc., the beneficiary of this check you found. Santa Inc. is an offshore company Nick set up, but it had absolutely nothing to do with Christmas. Over the last few months, Nick received regular payments from Global Flux Limited into this account. Did you say Global Flux Limited? Why does that name ring a bell? I see Matthew remembers. Global Flux Limited is one of Sombra's aliases. That's the company they used to pay the mole back in Moscow. This means Nick betrayed the CIA to work for Sombra. And get this, Matthew, Global Flux's last payment to Nick's account was 2 days ago. Hold on, if Nick was just paid off by Sombra, he must have done something for them recently. You're right, Matthew, Nick's now dead, but maybe his friend, the elf, knows something. Let's find Forest Sugar Crystal. About being a double agent? What does Forrest know? Mr. Sugar Crystal, it appears your friend Nick worked for the CIA. Did you know that? Since his cover's blown, yes, Nick was a CIA operative. I was his handler. We were undercover at Cosmos, keeping them under surveillance. Then you also know that Nick was a traitor. He was selling information to Sombra. What? Nick? A traitor? No way. Nick would never betray the CIA, or me. I was his friend. We have proof Nick sold information to Sombra. We just don't know what it was. Would you know? Nick never played by the book, but that don't make him a traitor. But come to think of it, Nick used to spend a lot of time at the lake watching those northern lights. It could have been a meeting point. Let's visit the lake, Matthew, and maybe grab a hot burger before venturing out into the cold. Yep, looks like I will have to investigate here. Aha! Locked phone. Oops. Okay, polar bear. Ice skates, backpack, scarf, barrel, cooking pot, boat, fox, where the hell's the snowman? Oh, there. Right over by the igloo. Brr, Matthew, I'm freezing. I guess I'm not made for field work, but I see you picked up a phone. You're right, that phone looks suspiciously high-tech. It could have been Nick's. Go on, unlock it. My fingers are numb. Got it. Darkness descends. Matthew, the device you unlocked has a folder on it named Darkness Descends. You're right, Matthew, that sounds like a code name. Let's get this phone to Elliot to shed light on this darkness. Six hours also. I'm gonna let this thing run its course this time. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the unlocked phone. Matthew, the phone you belonged to Nick. phone you found belonged to Nick, and the encryption on that Darkness Descends folder was wicked. Elliot, tell us what was in the phone, not how it's encrypted. 1 second and you'll see for yourselves. Ta-da! Wow, Matthew, wow, Matthew, is that a satellite hologram? A 3D hologram blueprint of a satellite with all the technical specifications. Nick sent this to someone 3 days ago, but he covered up his tracks. That ties in with the payment date on Nick's secret bank account. We know what Nick was up to. He sold information about this satellite to Sombra. Matthew's right. It also corresponds with the launch codes Darya Chernova stole from Cosmos. Those are the codes to launch this satellite into space. Thanks to Matthew, those codes have been changed, and now that we know Sombra is building a satellite, we can make our plan of attack. As soon as the Christmas party winds down, we'll report to Chief Ripley. Sheriff Matthew, thanks again for being the best partner an agent could ever want. We make a great team. Now let's find Santa Lars. I want to sit on his lap. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas, Matthew. Archer, I'm glad you found your gift. And guess what? I'm your Secret Santa. Here's your gift. Sweater. Bro, it's awesome. Since we're giving gifts now, Lars, here's yours. Merry Christmas, honey. Baby, I love it. Thank you. Hey, Matthew, have you tried Lars' triple threat vodka nog yet? It's killer. Matthew, let's go grab a glass before Chief Ripley finds out we... Ah, Matthew, here you are. As Lars and Archer are beyond help, please gather your more sober teammates for a quick word. Matthew, thanks to you, we finally know what Sombra's been planning all this time. But it all makes sense. Security breaches at Cosmos, stolen launch codes, and now the satellite hologram in Nick's phone. But even if Sombra stole this information from Cosmos, building a satellite is a huge endeavor. Where does Sombra get the money for it? I can answer that. I've traced all Global Flux Limited's financial transactions going back several years. Talk about tax evasion, embezzlement, and questionable payments. For example, Global Flux pocketed 3 billion rubles from the former Russian president. Sombra has generous supporters in all the wrong places. Wait, are you talking about the financial scandal I uncovered as a student? The ex-president who embezzled billions of taxpayers' money? He did all of this for Sombra? That's why I almost got killed. Matthew, I've managed to trace some of Global Flux's payments to Mongolia, where they're building some kind of warehouse. And that means you're all taking the Trans-Siberian Railway to Mongolia. Get packing, Matthew. Wait, Chief, before we go, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Boy, that sounds fun. Hey, maybe you can do some of my expense reports for my Canadian trip, huh?
Got in early, had some time to kill. Also, there's a get well card for Director Anson there. You can sign when you get the chance.
Huh? Last time you did an expense report for me, you reclassified my meals as livestock feed.
Well, that was a little childish.
Yeah, I was audited.
Well, I guess that makes us even.
Great. But I don't need to hear about it, whatever it is. Get moving, we got
All right.
to tell you, officer.
Case number 16 is still undergoing and will be available January 7th. For now, this is Matthew. See you then, and Merry Christmas, everybody.